What is up, guys? Welcome to another video, and today we have the last ever Ask Hippo. So stay till the end. We're going to discuss why this is actually going to be the last Ask Hippo ever, but it's the last one. And I've got very valid reasons as to why it is. But yeah, this is the series where you guys ask me questions that you left in last week's video, and this is going to be the last set of questions I ask in an Ask Hippo for at least a while. So without further ado, let's get straight into this week's Ask Hippo. Okay, so the first set of questions comes from Chills, and his first question is, if you had the choice to become a pro racing driver or a pro drifter, what would you choose and why? Did you collect Hot Wheels cars when you were younger? And number 3, which PS4 do you think looks better, the black one, the white one, the Batman one, the anniversary one, or the Destiny one? So basically, which one is the best looking PS4 out of the ones they've released so far? So number 1, if I had the choice to become a pro racing driver or a pro drifter, who would I become? Now, the clever part of me says the racing driver because they earn a lot more money, especially F1 drivers, obviously. But drifting is so much cooler, and just being able to drift like that, would be amazing. So I'm gonna say, just purely off of how cool it looks to drift, I'm gonna say drifting. It's very it's an up and coming sport, and it would kind of be cool to be one of the leading fronts for that. Like Ken Block, obviously he doesn't do Formula Drift, but he's still kind of one of the fronts for drifting. Friedrich Asbo, I think is one of his name is. Mad Mike, they're all people who are drifters, and you know, they're kind of the pioneers, I guess, in a way. So I guess it'd be really cool to be in that kind of situation. And number 2, did I collect Hot Wheels cars when I was younger? Yes, I did. I also collected the scale cars, like the actual model cars, and I've still got a few of them here. I should probably get a few more to get my desks and stuff a bit more filled up with like cool stuff instead of just wires. I should probably get a few more cars, but yeah, I did. I don't know where they're all gone now. I think I gave them to charity or some shit, but I haven't got them anymore. And number 3, which PS4 do I think looks the best? I'm going to say the anniversary one. If you haven't seen it, I'll get a picture up now. It's really, really limited edition, but it looks so nice. The controller looks gorgeous. But yeah, thanks for the question, Chills. We'll go on to the next one. Okay, the next question comes from Feely and the Dragon, and he has 2 questions. So number 1, what game sequel would you like to see that may never be released? For example, Midnight Club 5 or Burnout 6. And number 2, what franchise would you like Nordic Games to make a game for? So if you don't know who they are the guys that made Juiced, and that's the only reason why I know who they are. But yeah, they're the guys that made Juiced. So number 1, let's answer number 1 first. What game sequel would you like to see that never may be released? I'm gonna say it's hard, honestly. I think Midnight Club 5 and Burnout are the only 2 ones that I really, really want to see. And I don't know, that's really hard. Midnight Club, again, it's just an amazing series. Has its ups and has its downs, but then Burnout, like a Burnout Paradise sequel or a Burnout 3 sequel would be amazing. So, I don't know. It's definitely between Midnight Club and Burnout. I think I'm on a limb. I'm just going to go and say Midnight Club, because Rockstar never make bad games. So yeah, I'm going to go on a limb and say Midnight Club. I think Midnight Club would be really cool. And number 2, what franchise would you like to see Nordic Games make a game for? Again, I only know them for Juiced, so I'm going to say Juiced. Okay, the next question comes from Santos Flame, and his question is, will you ever play with subs because you're a growing channel, more people subscribe so it's harder to play, So basically, are you going to host open lobbies? Basically, my overall consensus on this is, if I'm online and, you know, I'm not recording a video, just ask to join and I'll just say yeah. Like, that's literally all it is. Like, as long as I'm not recording and I'm not doing anything serious, it's fine. Like, just join my lobby. I don't really mind. But yeah, that's really it. Like, just ask. Okay, like, can I join, or can I have an invite? And yeah, I'll just say yeah. Like, it's fine. Like, I encourage you guys to play whenever I'm available. Like, I don't know, it's weird because recently I haven't really been playing too many racing games because it's kind of dry at the moment. I've been playing Tomb Raider loads actually, and it's a single player game. So unless I'm doing a single player mission or I just want to play by myself or something across those lines, yeah, you guys are more than welcome to join. But again, it's a bit dead on the racing game scene. I've played Horizon loads. Forza 6 isn't really huge for me. You know, like, it's just a bit dead at the moment. So we're kind of waiting for Need for Speed really, and that's all I'm doing at the moment. But yeah, as soon as Need for Speed comes around, especially in the beta, definitely play with some of you guys and get that going. It's a bit annoying that the Need for Speed beta's got an NDA because I'd love to post a few videos on that, but nevertheless, I still can't wait. It's going to be amazing, you know. And I guess we're helping Ghost get bugs and shit as well, so it's it's a good side for everyone. Like, we get to play the game, that then Ghost get to, you know, make the game a bit better and more refined before launch. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the and I don't know how I rambled off into the Need for Speed NDA and the beta, but anyway, yes, if you guys want to play with me, more than welcome. Just ask if I say I'm recording or like something like that. The best way to ask me if you want to play is Twitter. You know, the PSN and all that Xbox Live shit takes so long to type a message in those systems. With Twitter, it's easy. I can just, you know, get on my keyboard and you know, really easy stuff. So yeah, just ask me on Twitter. Probably the easiest way. Okay, the next question comes from Rocket Fox, and he has 3 questions. So number 1, what is your favourite song at the moment? Number 2, favourite TV show? And number 3, if you could go to one country in the world for a week, where would it be? So, number 1, favourite music track. It's split between these 2 songs, which I'll bring up on the screen now. The first one, like at the top of that you'll see on the screen, it's actually my outro song. It's my new outro song. I don't know, I really like it. It's a really good song. And then the bottom one I use in quite a lot of background music, because it's, again, it's just a really good song. But yeah, those 2 were my favourite. I think one of them's called like Something Shades of Grey, and then the other one's called The Escape or something across those lines. But it's on the screen now, so if you want to go and Google it, you know, you're more than welcome. Number 2, my favourite TV show of all time. That's a hard one. I'm not sure. I think The Office takes it for the all-time one. At the moment, I don't really have a favourite TV show. I guess Raw, WWE Raw, is probably the favourite one now. But again, like, I don't really watch TV, to be honest. Like, I watch YouTube videos, and like, I don't know. I literally only watch YouTube videos, and I don't know what it is. I think YouTube is just better than TV, and that's literally it. And number 3, if you could go to one place in the world for a week, what would it be? Or where would it be, should I say? Again, another hard one. Off the top of my head, I'd love to go to Japan, because that's not somewhere I'd go with family or whatnot, because I don't think they'd have like an interest in going there. You know, obviously I've been to the US, so I wouldn't really want to go there. France, I've been there. I mean, I've been to a lot of places already, so maybe Japan. Maybe Japan. Like, Japan is somewhere where my family wouldn't want to go. I can't think of anyone off the top of my head who'd want to go there with me, so maybe Japan. Maybe Japan. Okay, the next question comes from Crash Test Dummy, and he has 3 questions. So, number 1, what's your opinion on Ken Block's Hoonicorn and Mad Mike's RX-7? What's your biggest fear? And what's your opinion on indie music? So, number 1, Ken Block's Hoonicorn or Mad Mike's RX-7? So, the Hoonicorn, it's just mad. And then the RX-7, it's a Rocket Bunny RX-7, really, with really funny headlights. So, which one do I pick? I couldn't pick. I honestly don't think I could pick between the 2. I like them both for 2 completely different reasons. So, to compare them both, it's like, oh, what am I doing? So, I don't know. I like them both. That's all I can say, really. Number 2, my biggest fear. I don't really have many fears, to be fair. I think my biggest fear is of spiders. I absolutely hate spiders. There was this one level in Harry Potter 2, I think it was Chamber of Secrets, on the PC. I had it on PC back in the day. I was a PC Master Race little kid, and basically you had to go in there, that guy's lair, I think it's Aragog's lair, like the big spider thing, and I shit myself. I screamed when I had to go through that, and I got my cousin to do it because I was way too much of a pussy. So yeah, my biggest fear is probably spiders. I absolutely hate those things. Number 3, what's my opinion on indie music? I don't listen to it. I listen to everything but that, and I think the reason is it's not really indie music anymore. It's kind of mainstream. A lot of people like indie music for reasons I don't quite understand. It's just not my type of thing, and it's really as simple as that. So, with that being said, we'll go on to the next question. Thanks for asking the question as well. I usually forget to say that for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, thanks for asking the question. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, the next questions come from Venomous Viper, and he's got 3 questions. So, number 1, do you think Turn 10 will put wide bodies, I'm assuming he means into the next Forza game, obviously. Number 2, if you had the opportunity to make your own body kit, would you make it look more like a Street Racer based kit, or loads of, okay, I'm not, I think he means would you make it look like a street car or a race car? And number 3, what kind of car would you have as your daily driver? So, number 1, do I think Turn 10 will add body kits in? Not anytime soon. If they were going to add it, I think they would have added it in Forza 6 or maybe Horizon. So, I don't really think so. Maybe Playground Games might put it in the next Horizon game, but I mean, considering how much they haven't listened to the community, because a lot of the community want wide bodies in Forza, I'm not sure really. I'd be cool if it was in there. I think maybe with Need for Speed getting it now, there is a bit more of a chance, but I don't know really, and I'm not too bothered. I think at this point, I've kind of given up on Forza Motorsport at least. Number 2, if you had the opportunity to make your own kit, what would you make it look like? I would kind of, so lip spoiler, because lip spoiler master race, you got to put a lip spoiler on, and on the lip spoiler I'd put StraightUpHippo, obviously, because branding, and then I'd give it wide fenders. I'd give it wide fenders with a kind of different front conversion kit for that car. So depending on what car it was, if it was like a 240, I'd make it look into like a Cell 80, or if it was an R32, I'd just make it look fatter, you know. So I'd give it a different conversion for the front, wide fenders, lip spoiler, stance. Boom, done. Even though the stance is the suspension, but that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Just go along with it. So yeah, that's what I do for my own body kit. And number 3, what kind of car would I have for my daily driver? Again, my dream car is the R32, so something like the R32. Okay, the next question comes from Shah, and he has 3 questions. So number 1, pre-2000 car culture or current car culture, and why? Evos or Subarus, and what's your opinion on the stupid-looking modifications people do to their cars? So pre-2000s car culture or current car culture, and why? I'm going to say current car culture just for the basic reason I wasn't alive pre-2000s. I was born in 1998, so I was 2 years old. So I have to say it afterwards. Like the only time I actually knew what was happening in the world was around about 2003, 2004-ish. That's as far back as I remember. So yeah, even looking back on it, I'd still say like post 2000s car culture was a lot better. So that's just my personal opinion. And number 2, Evos or Subarus. Don't really have a preference. Depends which gen you're talking about, which gen Evo and which gen Subaru. I like the older Evos, but then the kind of mid-2000s Subarus I prefer. So really depends. And then what's my opinion on Rice's, basically, is number 3. On a serious note. I don't really care if you own a car and you like the look of it. There you go. I don't give a shit about that. Like, if you like the way your car looks, you like the way your car looks. If it's got a big spoiler on, it's got a big spoiler on. You know, if you know you've done something stupid but you like it, then why should you give a fuck what my opinion is? That's how I see it anyway. So yeah. Okay, the next question comes from Zach. He says that he's new to the channel and he's loving the content. Thank you very much, my friend. And he's got 3 questions. So, number 1, what's your favourite Ferrari line - individual car? And is the same for Aston Martin too. Which Need for Speed do you think will be backwards compatible? I'm assuming he means for the Xbox One. And he said he fell out with Need for Speed around Undercover due to having an old system. Which newer games should you try? So, number 1, my favourite Ferrari line - individual car. My favourite Ferrari, I've always said this, is the 360 Spider. Love that car. Or the Modena, doesn't really matter. I like both. Both cars are amazing, and it's, for me, the best car Ferrari have ever made. And then I hate Aston Martins with a passion. But I don't hate them, I really dislike them. And like, I can't explain what it is about them, I just don't like the cars they make. It's pretty simple, to be fair, I just don't like it. So I can't really say about Aston Martin. I just don't like Aston Martin generally. And number 2, which NFS games do I think is going to be backwards compatible with Xbox One? I don't really know, to be honest, and I'm not too bothered because I've got a PC and I've still got my PS2 hooked up, so it doesn't affect me too much. I'm hoping all of them are. I mean, it's EA, so hopefully all of them are. And number 3, what game should you check out from the newer Need for Speed games? So from Undercover onwards, I'd say Hot Pursuit 2010 is definitely worth a try. A lot of people didn't like that game, but I really did. Undercover was a great game, and maybe, honestly, that's really about it. Like, maybe Rivals, if you can get that for cheap. You could have a bit of fun with Rivals, to be fair. But honestly, besides that, there isn't any games worth picking up. Honestly, the only one which I can think off the top of my head is Hot Pursuit 2010, and obviously Undercover, and that's it. Like, there's no other good. Like, there's no other amazing Need for Speeds from that era, so Yeah, that's just what I believe. Okay, the next question comes from Riskablesk, and he has 4 questions. So, number 1, will you download and play No Limits when it comes out? Will you play Street Racing Syndicate or Juice 2 in the future? What's your reaction when the R34 was confirmed in the Need for Speed 2015? Sorry. And what's the cutest car ever? So, pretty weird last question. But number 1, will you download and play No Limits when it comes out? Yes, I won't play it on the channel, but I'll definitely play it just like behind the scenes. Well, I might play it on the channel. I don't know. It depends how easy it is to set up. Number 2, will you play Street Racing Syndicate or Juice 2 in the future? Again, not on the channel, but I have played Juice 2 already, like all the way through, and really enjoyed that game. And I've played bits of Street Racing Syndicate, but it's just a weird game. So probably never on the channel, to be honest. And number 3, what's your reaction? Well, what was your reaction when the R34 was announced for Need for Speed? I didn't go mad, like everyone was mad, everyone was like making videos, oh my god, the car's been around, oh no. I wasn't like that. I was like, oh yeah, it's kind of to be expected. Like, it's one of those cars which I expected to be in the game, you know, when a game based around underground culture and whatnot, you'd expect the R34 to be in there. So I wasn't like surprised. I was like, oh, it's about time they announced it. Like, that was my reaction. But yeah, it was cool. It was like, yes, they've announced it. That was really cool. And number 4, what's the cutest car? I think the Mark 1 MX-5 looks pretty dang fucking sexy and cute and whatever. The front of that looks like it's happy, so I'm gonna say the Mark 1 MX-5. Okay, the next question is from Daph 100. Very weird name, but he has a few questions. So, what's your favorite all-time car? I'm just gonna answer that now. That's the R32. Will Need for Speed 2015 be better than Most Wanted 2005? The Porsche 918 P1 or the LaFerrari? What do you think about Jeremy Clarkson being fired from the BBC? And are you a chav? So, do I think Need for Speed is going to be, well, Need for Speed 2015 is going to be better than Most Wanted? I think it has the potential, but I can't answer that question until I've had a good, like a good few hours with the game at least. You know, maybe not, like I need maybe months with that game to decide that. Like, I played a lot of Most Wanted, so to be better than that game would be a pretty big statement for Ghost. But yeah, I definitely think it has the potential, you know, especially now having seen all the information. I definitely think it has potential to be better than Most Wanted. What do I prefer out of the 918, the P1 and the LaFerrari? It's tied between the P1 and the 918. The LaFerrari looks fuck ugly, so I wouldn't pick that. But the 918 and the P1 are pretty nice. And then what do I think of Jeremy Clarkson being fired from the BBC? I think he deserved it. I think it was planned, to be honest. I think it was all planned out because he didn't want to be at the BBC originally, so it may well have been a plan, you know, like it all planned out to try leave the BBC and go somewhere else. And am I a chav? I don't think so. Okay, the next few questions are from McRae CGT. So his first question is, how do the stories from Most Wanted and Carbon intertwine? I think is what he means from that one. Number 2, are the worlds from Rivals and Hot Pursuit and Most Wanted and Carbon combined in this Need for Speed? What the fuck? Anyway, we'll carry on. Number 3, why do you think people who play racing games associate supercars with little kids and tuners for adults? Do you think do you think I can't even read, start laughing. Do you think the only reason people hate on the Bugatti Veyron is because they can't afford one? And since most games are capped to 30 FPS, did you think it's worth getting an Elgato 60 over a normal Elgato? So that was probably the most normal question out of all of them. So number 1, do the Most Wanted and Carbon stories intertwine? Yes. Number 2, are the worlds from Rivals, Hot Pursuit, Most Wanted, Carbon, etc. combined in this Need for Speed? No. Ventura Bay is its own thing. I don't know where you got that thought from, but no, Ventura Bay is its own thing. It's not combined with anything. Why do you think people who play racing games associate little kids with supercars? Because when you go into, say, a primary school or a kindergarten, whatever it's called in America, you go and ask them what their favourite car is, they don't say an R32 or an R34, they say a Bugatti Veyron. So therefore it's just linked with little kids in that way. Also, I don't know, it is just something when you're younger, you just look to supercars more because they're expensive, and that's really the only reason. Number 4, do you think the only reason people hate on the Bugatti Veyron is because they can't afford one? No, that thing is stupid. It's a big brick that goes straight, and that is literally the only reason. The same reason why I'm not a big fan of muscle cars. all the Bugatti Veyron is, it's a big muscle car that goes extra fast. Like, I have respect for the 918, the P1, but the Bugatti Veyron, not a chance. The reason I don't like it is because it's stupid, and it's just a big brick. It costs way too much for what it is, and it's overrated in my opinion. Especially, it's one of those cars, like, people who don't know anything about cars, they like it for some reason. I don't know why, but it just annoys me. And then number 5, since most games are capped at 30 FPS, do you think it's worth getting an Elgato 60 over a normal Elgato? I have a normal Elgato, and I don't regret it because I can actually record my PS3 and PS2 on it. But if you are going to go straight into the market to get a capture card, I'd probably recommend getting that Elgato 60 Pro thing, especially with more games, obviously recording or being 60 FPS nowadays. I think it's definitely worth it. It really depends on what you play on. If you play on consoles, probably best to it depends really what your budget is. If you've got the money to get a 60, you might as well. If not, then get a 30. It really doesn't matter. And yeah, we'll go on to the last question, which is, why am I finishing Ask Hippo? So I saved this for last for a very good reason, is because I didn't want it to overshadow the whole episode. You know, oh, it's going to be the last one. But yeah, the reason I'm ending this is because I want to focus on different videos. I feel like I don't want to like miss a few people out just to kind of make the video shorter. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to include everyone, and it's not me to just just sideline a few people just because of the video's too long. I don't know, I feel like it's had a good run, but it's a good time to end it now and focus on other series, especially with Need for Speed coming soon. You know, it just makes more sense to focus on other series, and you know, it's been a good run, but it's everything has to come to an end eventually. And it's the end of the series. It's not like I'm dying or anything. I'm still going to upload videos. It's just this series is going to come to an end because I want to focus on other stuff. You know, other videos for the channel, kind of more live commie stuff. You know, like you might have seen the Forza video I made, the Forza 4 video I made, the Need for Speed video I made yesterday. Well, I kind of want to focus more on that kind of stuff instead of asking questions. If you want to ask me a question, you can go do it on Twitter and I'll quite gladly answer. But yeah, that's really the only reason. The only reason at all is just I want to focus on more stuff. And you know, the Q&As are kind of holding me back because Sunday is always Ask Hippo Day, and it's kind of limiting me to what I can do on a Sunday. So that's really it. It's just limiting me, and I want to kind of push past that and do something more. And that's really the only reason. I want to say thank you to everyone who's asked a question throughout the whole series. It really means a lot, you know, all the questions, and just every single week there was questions. And you know, we've been running this for a very long time now, so you can gradually see how many more questions we've got throughout the series. But I want to thank everyone who's asked questions. Again, it means a lot. And here's to the future. So as we end this video, I want to give a big thank you to you guys for sticking through it and watching all the videos. Again, really does mean a lot. And here's to the future, guys. So you guys have been awesome. Stay safe. Make sure to hit the like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay safe, guys, and peace.